Hi, Thriller Recaps here. Today, I am going to explain the movie, The Foreigner, explaining every scene as it happens. Watch till the end, and please like, share and subscribe if you enjoy this. A terrorist group called the Authentic IRA tells a journalist about a bomb they just set off at the front of a bank. They say they'll keep setting off bombs until their terms are met. The journalist, Ian Wood, rushes to his boss to report the call. His boss sends him out to take pictures of the disaster. Ian takes pictures of several victims of the bomb. Then, he sees a crying Asian man clutching his dead daughter. Meanwhile, the bombers discuss moving from their current location. In Ireland, Liam Hennessy, the Irish-British minister, is in bed with his mistress when he notices countless messages from his wife about the bombing. They argue because he hasn't come home. Kwan Nak Min, a London restaurateur, is in his daughter Fan's room, staring lifelessly at her things. Liam negotiates with Catherine Davies, a cabinet minister in the British government. Kwan asks the police officers who came to drop off his daughter's things found in the bombing site who did the bombing. They tell him they don't know yet, and he tells them he has no more family. Deputy Minister Liam calls a meeting to resolve the bombing with IRA officials in Ireland. He tells them he wants the names of the people in charge of the bombs and the locations of the bombs. He says the British have identified the bombs as theirs. Kwan goes to the Counter-Terrorism Command to meet Commander Richard Bromley for 5 days in a row. He asks Bromley the names of the bombers, but Brown doesn't have any to give him. Kwan offers him all he has, which was £20,000 in cash, but he refuses. Bromley asks Kwan about his family, and Kwan tells him that they are all dead. Bromley tells Kwan to stop coming to their office, saying they are on top of the matter. Kwan accepts and leaves. Later, Kwan sees Deputy Minister Liam Hennessy on TV during an interview. He calls Liam at his office in Ireland and asks for the names of the bombers. Liam expresses condolences for Kwan's loss but says he can't help him. Feeling frustrated, Kwan sets fire to his family's picture, gives his restaurant to Lam, and drives off. He gets supplies from a supermarket, packs them in his bus, and heads to Ireland to find Liam at his office. However, he doesn't receive a positive answer from Liam. Kwan tells Liam he will change his mind. Kwan makes a mini bomb with beer and cigarettes and plants it in the office bathroom, then he leaves. The bomb goes off, rattling Liam. Kwan calls Liam back to ask if he's changed his mind, but Liam threatens him for setting a bomb in his office and wants to meet face to face. Kwan hangs up on him. Liam tells his men to look for Kwan in every hotel or guest house. At Kwan's guest room, he makes a bomb. He plants a letter that reads, "Names," on one of Liam's men's cars. They find his location and go to get him, but he manages to escape. Liam is disappointed that his men couldn't get an old Asian man. He tells his wife to pack her bag and that they are heading to their farm. He tells his nephew, Sean Morrison, to go to England to meet Commander Bromley. Kwan follows Liam to a restaurant where he takes a picture of him with his mistress, Maggie, kissing, and he sends the picture to Liam's phone. Sean tells Bromley that they aren't involved in the bombing, and he tells Bromley that Liam has a plan to identify who is giving the orders to set off the bombs from the IRA. Bromley tells Sean to hand over the names of the people involved when they get them. Liam goes to his farmhouse, and one of his men tells him that he will be safe there, and that he has people looking for Kwan all over the city. Kwan gives up his bus in exchange for a smaller vehicle to blend in. He goes to the location of Liam's farmhouse and blows up the barn of Liam's farmhouse. Liam's wife, Mary, doesn't think they are handling the issue well, and they argue about her leaving for her daughter's flat. One of the bombers is putting together another bomb, and they get a message about a change of code word. Ian Wood, the journalist, is at a bar when he is approached by a lady, Maggie. Liam tells one of his men to take his wife to London, but his wife doesn't want to go, and they both argue about it when they suddenly hear a bomb go off, which turns out to be one of Liam's men who is seriously wounded. Liam commands his men to go after Kwan in the woods. Kwan sets a trap for them, and he gets away but not before getting hit by a bullet. Liam is advised to bring in his nephew, who is a tracker, to track Kwan. Sean is having an affair with Mary, his uncle's wife, when he gets a call from Liam to help him track Kwan, and he agrees. Mary tells him that she hasn't forgiven her husband Liam for not killing the people responsible for her brother Patrick's death. Kwan, in his hideout, uses a hot knife to sterilize his wound, and he faints while doing it. He remembers when the boat he boarded with his family was hijacked by pirates, and his 2 daughters before Fan were captured and killed. He was thrown overboard with his wife. Liam reads Kwan's file about his family and his life in the military when one of his men tells him he has a visitor, McGrath. They argue about Liam joining the IRA and him taking the lead as before, but Liam refuses. They talk about the bombing and Kwan. McGrath offers to have people hunt him down, but Liam tells him he has everything under control. Liam threatens to bring McGrath and his group. Preparing for bedtime, Liam comes downstairs to pick up his laptop and he calls his dog Charlie, but doesn't get a response. He realizes that someone is in the house, and he goes to get his gun, but it's not in its position. Kwan points a gun at him and asks him for the names, but he swears he doesn't have them. He tells Kwan that he has set a trap for the next bomb through the code word. Kwan gives him 24 hours to give him the names. Commander Bromley makes a discovery on the man who set the bomb. He has a burn mark on his hand. Another bomb goes off in a London bus with women and children on board. Sean arrives at the farmhouse to track Kwan. Liam gets a call from Commander Bromley threatening him for not holding to the deal, since the bombers didn't give them a code word to track. Liam tells him that only he and Sean knew about the code word. The cabinet minister, Kate, calls Liam and gives him an ultimatum, as she would be fulfilling her part of the deal, which was the royal pardon for his people, but he has to give up the names of the bombers. One of his men, who he sent to England with his wife, reports his wife's affair with his nephew. Sean picks up a blood trail while tracking Kwan. Bromley calls Liam and tells him about identifying one of the bombers, O'Reilly, and he seems to be linked to McGrath. Liam tries to deny seeing McGrath for a long time, but it turns out McGrath is on his way to Liam's farmhouse, and Bromley has surveillance on him. Bromley tells him to get the names from McGrath and save himself since there's a team of men waiting outside to arrest him and McGrath. Liam gets the names after torturing McGrath, but he realizes that the lady in the list is his mistress, Maggie, and that she and Mary, his wife, are working for McGrath. He tells McGrath that the British were tracking his phone, and then he kills McGrath and gives the names to Bromley. Maggie plants a bomb inside Ian's laptop when he goes to the bathroom. Liam sends the names to Sean to give to Kwan. Sean encounters Kwan, and they both fight, but Kwan defeats him. He gives the name to Kwan with a description of the guy who set the bomb that killed his daughter, and Kwan frees him. Liam tells Sean that a code word wasn't used when the bomb on the bus was detonated, and that only the two of them knew about it. Sean tries to apologize for his affair with Mary. He tells Sean that Mary used him to get information to pass to McGrath and then the bombers. He gives him a final mission and tells Sean to go back to New York after he completes it. Commander Bromley and his team monitor the apartment building of the bombers when Maggie enters the building. Kwan poses as a gas man, finds his way into the building, and gets the manager to knock on their door regarding a gas leak inspection. One of the bombers tells her that their gas is fine, but she insists, and he agrees. He tells Kwan to pour out the contents in his bag, which he then does himself, and he sees a gun. Kwan was already attacking them, and a shootout ensues. Bromley's team is unclear about what is happening in the apartment. He kills them, apart from the lady who sustains a grazing wound, but he is stabbed in the arm with a knife by the guy who killed his daughter. He leaves the apartment before Bromley's men can break in. Bromley's men try to torture the truth about which plane the bomb will be going off from Maggie, but she is very stubborn and is then tortured with the use of electricity. They are able to get the information, which they use to locate Ian Wood and his laptop. The bomb was thrown out before it could detonate and kill people. Bromley sends a command to find Kwan. Cabinet Minister Kate thanks Liam for helping them get that information because the bomb would have blown the airplane she planned to board. Then she tells him about his connection to Maggie and that he won't be removed from office, but he will be controlled by the British government from now on. Sean kills Mary in her apartment. At Liam's apartment, Kwan asks about Maggie from the picture he had taken of them, and that she is one of the bombers. He makes Liam send his picture with Maggie on the internet, and then he leaves. Lam hears a noise from the kitchen of the restaurant, and she goes to check it out, and she finds Kwan cleaning the kitchen. One of Bromley's men finds Kwan's location, sees a video of Kwan in his restaurant kitchen, and he calls Bromley to let him know about it. He asks him if he should send a team to get him, but Bromley tells him not to and that they owe him something. Lam is happy to see Kwan, she kisses and hugs him, and Kwan sheds tears. Don't forget to subscribe as this encourages us to make more videos daily. It also helps with the YouTube algorithm. Please like, share and subscribe. We love you and we'll see you in the next video.